Good day, everyone. I acknowledge my last video wasn't my greatest. I rushed through it. I'd done multiple takes and I fell into an old habit of rushing through it. I also lost my place in the book. Showed you pictures of Target Field when I meant to show you Three Rivers Stadium. So that shouldn't have happened. That's a mistake on my part. Shouldn't have done it. Apologize for that part of it. And that mistake got me to thinking about some other mistakes in my time, such as right here. This is a photo of my flag football team back when I was 12 years old in 7th grade. And there I am right there, still with a bit of a mullet. But anyway, we lost our first game to a team coached by former Denver Bronco Claude Miner by a score of 15-0, and I think we only had one practice, but still, it was a tough go of it. We didn't play very well, obviously, and we learned from that very quickly, and we recovered to have an amazing season. We won our last 6 games, finished with a 6-1 record. Most fun I ever had playing sports. I played flag football for 5 seasons, 4th grade through 8th grade, and basketball for 3 years, 4th grade through 6th grade. This was my favorite season in 7th grade flag football when we went 6-1. And in the photo here, on the far left, that was my head coach, Foster Kinney, who was my favorite coach in my time playing sports, other than my dad, who is in the picture as well. There he is on the far right. So learning some lessons led to a great flag football season back when I was 12, and now I go to another time when I made some fairly big mistakes, very big mistakes. This is my yearbook from 8th grade, Summit Ridge Middle School, place I went, and I'll show you a picture of me. There I am, not the best photo of me, certainly, but that's what I looked like back in 8th grade. And in 8th grade, after reaching the honor roll with grade point averages of 3.67 in the first 2 trimesters of 7th grade, that's how they measured the school year in trimesters, believe it or not, and a 3.5 the last trimester, I went completely backwards in 8th grade. Picked up a couple of C's first trimester in French and art. And then the bottom really dropped out 2nd trimester. I didn't know geometry. I was having all kinds of trouble learning it rather than asking for help. I panicked. I tried to do everything myself. I had an F for most of the trimester. I was fortunate enough to get a good grade on a test at the end of the trimester, and worked hard on my homework to get a D-, but still I did not do well there. And I learned that I needed to ask for help when I needed it, which I didn't do. And it wasn't math. Math wasn't the only area I struggled in. My grade in American history dropped from an A to a C-. My grade in language arts, A to a B-. And in CFS, formerly known as home ec, I was supposed to do a sewing project. I was supposed to make a football. I didn't know how to do it. I ignored it, thinking it would just pass by, nothing would happen. Well, my teacher, Mrs. Whitwer, got on me about it, even called my parents about it, and I'd told my parents I'd done the project a couple of times, but I eventually caved in and said I hadn't done it, and I got in big trouble that night. I got caught lying, and Mom and Dad were really angry with me. It's a wonder they didn't ground me for a long time for that, though I do think it's part of why my lying about the project, among my other failures, 2nd trimester of 8th grade, are part of why I got my first job that summer, cleaning parking lots at my dad's company in Central City, about 45 minutes or so west of where I was living, just outside of Morrison, Colorado. So I learned about working hard, I learned that I needed to ask for help, and after that second trimester, I never came that close to failing a class again. I got a C- in math, not great, but a C- in math the third trimester. Pulled my grades up a little bit and even got an assistant principal award. And then part of why I'm brutally honest, because I got caught lying over that project in 8th grade. And that's when I learned not to lie about stuff. I also learned about not lying the hard way a few years later when other people lied to me about the state of our relationship, whether I got invited or not to a social event, but those are stories for another time. And I make mistakes in my announcing too. I've goofed up batting orders at baseball and softball games. I remember one time at a high school football game, I thought I read the number 3 on a kid's jersey, a kid from Wheat Ridge's jersey, but it was number 9. And that number 9, named Nico Young, by the way, intercepted a pass, returned it over 100 yards for a touchdown. But I gave the wrong name. Thought it was number 3 Padilla instead of number 9 Young, and I beat myself up over that, and I worked very hard not to let a mistake like that happen again. It wasn't a game-winning or a game-deciding touchdown, Wheat Ridge. It increased the Wheat Ridge lead from 21 points to 28, but still something I shouldn't have done, and something I'm very careful of from now on after that night. Watching players even closer than usual to get it right. So that's my video for the day, talking about making mistakes like I've made and have learned from down through the years. Thanks to all of you for watching. I'll talk to you down the road. Good day, everyone.